Hello, welcome to Lil's Vintage World. This video is going to be a book review of a book by Faith Compton Mackenzie, and this is like a bind-up book. So this has a novel and then it has a collection of short stories in it. So we have, the novel is called, I'm going to get this so wrong, so I apologise now. I think it's called Tatting, Tatting, and the short story collection is called Mandolinata. I'm definitely pronounced that incorrectly, but here is the title. This book is published by Handheld Press. You know how much I love Handheld Press, and they very kindly sent me this copy for review. Now, before we actually get into talking about the novel and the short stories in this, I do just quickly want to have a little gush about Handheld Press. So Handheld Press is a publishing company. They were in Bath, they're now in Malvern, and they publish books that are of various different genres, some of which are books that have gone out of print or short stories that have gone out of print. Ta-da! But they also publish some like biographies of people who are classic authors that you no longer see, and to be honest, they do a whole range. And what I in particular really love about their stuff is that I don't have all of their works, and I don't intend on collecting all of their works, because they do something for everyone. There's some real kind of, I think there's some short story collections that are called like the weird stories and things like that, which are just not me. There's some books that I think would be really interesting for like my dad and my brother that are from the Second World War, and they're to do with the Air Force that I think they'd really enjoy. But again, that's just not me. But then they do books like this and some others, and I'll very quickly show you them. So just in case you're thinking books that are very, very me that they do. Business as Usual by Jane Oliver and Anne Stafford, amazing. As is The Latchkey Ladies by Marjorie Grant, amazing. Very me, very, I suppose, feminine women writers and women's books of the 20th century. Very me. So they do a whole range. And Handheld Press is now going to be no longer. So for various reasons, they've decided that they are no longer going to continue as a publishing company, and they have now published their last book. This one is their penultimate, and I feel so mixed, because of course I feel so blessed that we do have these titles available to us, but then I'm also really sad because I think they did such wonderful work and they're such nice people there as well, so wish them all the best. But essentially what I want to say is, if you are interested in any of the books that Handheld Press does, I will leave a link to their website down below for you to go and check them out, because obviously if you want them, get them while they're still there, because they are going to be going. So very, very sad. Anyway, let's talk about this book, because you can still get your hands on this one and the final book that they have republished as well. So it's not all doom and gloom, but let's talk about this one. So as I said, this is a bind-up book which has a short story that has short stories and a novel in it. Let's talk about the novel first, because the novel is the first thing in the book. The novel is about 120, I want to say 125-ish pages off the top of my head. Bear with me, bear with. Oh, 113. So it's only a short little novel that is essentially about this female artist. She's Irish, and she lives a life that is a very creative one. She loves her art, and her art is her world. And she has her friend Laura, who comes to stay with her. And Laura ends up going to it's like a little grocery shop, and she ends up paying her friend's like tab that she has. And her friend's house is, you know, not the type of house that I can live in. Like there's layers of dust on things, and it's a bit neglected, and you know, she's not like money orientated or anything like that. She's just all about the creative art. And Laura is married to a man called Guy, and after she goes and visits her friend, her and Guy then go to stay with on invitation of someone else, but this time in Cornwall. And it's Father St. John, I think his name is, if I remember rightly, and it's because Guy is thinking of having a career in the church as a possibility, so going to meet. And then Laura invites her artist friend and it's like, come to Cornwall, you'll feel all inspired and all this stuff. And the dynamics of these, I suppose, foreigners coming into this little Cornwall village really, really shakes it up. And I suppose it is typical of the novels of these type, but it was just so wonderful. I love how the characters are just so different and so flawed. And I don't know about anybody else, but I love an artist in a novel. There's something that's so memorable about having an artist in a novel. I don't know why. I don't know if because a novel is a creative outlet and art is also a creative outlet. No idea. I'm not an artist myself, so I can't be drawn into it for that reasons, but I don't know, there's something about an artist that I just find memorable. I don't know. I don't know why. No idea why. Anyway, but yeah, I really enjoyed this book. This book's from the 1950s, but it's set earlier. It's set in 1909, but written in 1957, as it says on the back. And yeah, I enjoyed that. There also is, as I said, a little collection of short stories. There are 14 short stories here, and they're all on like family and relationships, some of love relationships and intimacy, although saying that, and actually quite a few of them like set abroad or set in the heat. My favourite one was number 11. Let me try and find it for you. Here it is. It's The Unattainable, and it's only short. Like, that's it. That's it. That's literally it. But it's about this woman who goes to Woolworths, and there she's like looking around and she's amazed by it all. And she finds some stuff, including these little soaps, and then she sees this little child with the mom, and the child's like really keen on these character soaps. And so Mrs. Harriet goes to pay for them, gets them all wrapped up and stuff, and then she gives them to the child, and she thinks that she's done a really nice thing, and she just walks off and she's like, yeah, done a great thing. But then the mom then sees that the child's with these soaps and be like, well, I haven't paid for them, child must have stolen them. And then she ends up throwing the soaps into traffic and obviously destroying them, and then we have a very upset child. But at the end we have Mrs. Harriet saying, I've done a really nice thing today, might seem really trivial to others, but I've helped someone achieve the unobtainable, essentially. But it's something really sad about it. But it was just, I just loved it. Anyway, I wanted to read you a tiny little snippet of it because I think this just shows the writing style of Faith Compton Mackenzie really, really well. She just has this writing style that is just so everyday, and I love the idea of getting excited about a little thing, and I think that's just written so well, so I wanted to read it to you. Wonderful Woolworth was opening a new shop. Mrs. Harriet came to explore with the rest of the crowd. A pretty woman, and desperately sad-looking. She had never been in a Woolworth shop before, and was enchanted by the cleverness of it, the attractive way everything was arranged, and the ingenious play on the slogan sixpenny. Everything sixpence, from a pepper pot to a baby's bonnet. So yeah, that was just a little snippet, but I just loved it. Anyway, I don't know why. I think actually that little short story probably reminded me, I really like the writing style of, bear with me, another Handheld press title, My Life and I by Betty Bendel. This is kind of mundane stuff as well, but Betty Bendel makes it really, really funny, so perhaps it was like reminded me of that because I loved this so much. I think I love books about mundane, but I really liked that there was so much emotion in the writing in this. I don't know, I thought it was great. Anyway, that is my little review of this Faith Compton Mackenzie little binder. Let me know if you've read it in the comment section below. I'd also love to know which is your favourite handheld press title, if you have one, but also if you don't have one and there's one that you're eyeing up, which title is it that you have your eye on? Are you going to get it before they finish? So yeah, thank you for watching this video. Thanks again to Handheld Press for a copy of this book, much appreciated, and I shall see you soon for my next video. Bye for now.